Oh, this video is going to be a little hard to do, folks. Welcome back to the Wannabe News Station and this old house. This week has been a very difficult week for me. Monday night I got a text message about my oldest boy. Not a lot of people know about him. 19 years old. I probably got to see him. Not very much. It's been a bit difficult ordeal. Being divorced, got married back in college. Right after I got out of college, it was in '03. We were probably married. We had him that same year after I graduated college, 1 month after I graduated. He came in this beautiful world with us back in June 8, 2003. Graduated college May 10th, 2003. Really no reason why to be getting divorced. And we got one. We ended up going, and I fought and fought. Had the little boy. He was probably maybe one, maybe two, 1.5. Somewhere right there when we went through it. And those 19 years, 18 years of paying child support and not getting what you pay. A lot of people tell me, no matter how bad it is, no matter how hard I'd have to fight, that's my kid. Why don't you get in my foot, my shoes, and walk in my shoes and see how that really works. You can sit there and fight and spend money all day long, and it doesn't happen. I've got one person that had watched me fight for my rights. To have my visitation rights never happened, excuse after excuse. Why I don't get a visitation right. I've even been told that I don't need to see my own boy. He's better off not knowing who his dad is. Tell me how hurtful that would be. Pretty hurtful. My brother watched me fight and argue and pull teeth out of a chicken to get my rights. To spend my time with my boy, to have his visitation rights and stuff. Well, it worked for maybe 2-3 months. Then she just quit out calling, answering the phone calls, not communicating back and forth so I can have my visitation rights. But by God, I paid child support. Know how bad I wanted to quit paying child support? If I didn't benefit from paying my child support and supporting that kid, why should I pay child support? No, I wasn't a deadbeat dad, and I wasn't a lowlife either. I paid my child support, even though I didn't get the benefits out of paying my child support and doing my child support for the full 18 years and carrying insurance on him for the full 18 years. And then I have people tell me no matter how hard it is, that's a child, that's my blood, da-da-da-da-da. I'd still fight. Well, you can fight all you want, nothing gets nowhere if somebody ain't returning a phone call or answering your phone calls or calling you 2-3 weeks later. There's been times that I've had Christmas presents sitting there in our house. When my brother and I lived together and we rented together and we sat there, those presents sat in that living room or in my bedroom for 5 flippin' months. My brother would ask me almost every month, when are you going to take those down to your son? I don't know. Probably never. because somebody did not want me around. Pretty hurtful. No, it wasn't my boy that didn't want me around. It was his mother that held me from him. So one day we gathered them up. My brother said we're going to take them to him. So we just did exactly that. Drove to where he was at, showed up unexpected. And tell you what, she was mad because we showed up. She was mad because we showed up unexpected. She was mad because my brother came along with me and asked me and ridiculed me and told me that he is not allowed there and he shouldn't be there. It's only me that should be there. Well, he's part of his family. That is his nephew just as much as it is my son. He has every right to be there and see him. So Monday, I believe it was August 22nd, got a text message. I was just getting out of the shower at 10 o'clock p.m. to get ready for bed to be up at 2:30 Tuesday morning. If I wouldn't have had something tell me to check my text messages, to check to see what our load was like for tomorrow morning and how much we were delivering, I would never have known the text messages until I got that next morning. Got out of the shower, got ready for bed, seen two text messages on my phone, plugged it in. The wife says, "You need to get to bed. You gotta get up at 2:30. Yeah, you're right. I need to get to bed. Pondered on it. Said, well, hold on one sec. Let me just look and see what I've got for a run tomorrow. See how much we have. I'll tell you what, I never even opened it up to see what we had, because it didn't matter then. Got text messages from the ex-wife, my boy's mother. It wasn't her that was sending it. It was one of her sisters that was sending it to me, letting me know that was the last day I would get to see my boy. It's the last day I get to touch him. Last day I get to do anything. He was autistic. I didn't hold that against him. Didn't hold it against him. That was a disability. Still loved him just as much as I would have loved him if he wasn't disabled. But to get those two text messages about you need to get to the hospital and it's 3 hours away and don't wait till in the morning, because possibility he won't be here. I'll tell you what, it's hard to find out that his mother wasn't wanting to let me know about it. I'll tell you what, I would have been one pissed off son of a bitch. You think going through a divorce is bad? Wait till you go through and you have to decide if you're pulling the plug or not. Because you lost your boy already. Because he passed on to the other side. Tell you what, I'll never want to do that again ever in my life. I would rather go through a divorce before I had to make another decision like that. Knowing he was not wanting to be there on that bed on life support for the rest of his life. Knowing I would not want to be that way. God brought him in this world with one handicap. Why should we make him have two handicaps? Tell you what, I'll miss him dearly. Not knowing what exactly happened to him. Yet. Hurts. He just turned 19. Not too long ago. Knowing that you have to lay one of your own kids to rest, and he only was here for 19 years. The crap I had to deal with till he was 18 to be done paying child support. But by God, if I didn't pay child support, I didn't get to collect him on my taxes. She got the benefit of that. The games I had to play to get what I wanted, when I needed it. Sit around and wait for weeks, months, years, days is bullcrap. No person that is divorced and the person that doesn't have the custody of the child should ever have to go through that kind of crap. I ended up hiring a lady for my attorney, and I'll tell you what, she was the worst, lousiest attorney I've ever had. Seems like she was working for her. Everything I said I wanted, oh, you can't do that. Judge won't go for that. What do you mean? I know other people that's done that 50-50 custody and worked just fine. Paid her and got nowhere with her. Technically, the divorce was worthless. There was no reason to be divorced. Just lies. Just to make me look like I'm a scumbag. Is what it was. And I'll tell you what, I'm not far from being a scumbag. Far from being a deadbeat dad also. But I'll tell you what. It's pretty hurtful losing a kid. It's pretty hurtful to sit there and stare at him on the bed and wonder if it's going to be the right choice. I've taken him off life support, wondering if that's going to be what we need to do. Pretty hard to make that decision. I'll tell you what, it was a very hard decision to make, and to decide to take him off of life support, knowing and asking and begging the doctor, are you sure? Are you sure there's nothing more you can do to save his life, bring him back? And the answer you get from the doctor is, there's not any more I can do. I did what I can with what powers I have, unless there's some miracle that pulls through. Tell you what, there is some miracles that pull through. It doesn't happen all the time. I've heard about stories about people who had a miracle. But with all the results that he was getting and stuff from it, there was nothing more he could do for my son. For the ex-wife's son. Tell you what, you're fighting or whatever between the spouses, father and mother or whatever, sit back and think about it when it comes time to, when you got to make a decision like that. And you guys got to come together and make a decision. And then think about how hurtful you have been through the divorce, even after the divorce, visitation rights. How hurtful that was to the person that you were doing it to. How you were treating the other spouse or individual or whatever between the divorce, after your divorce, about the visitation, letting them have their time with their own kid. I wish so bad I was able to spend more time with him than I did get to spend time with him. Wish I never had a fight to have that time with him. It was all taken away from me the night that he passed away. So I lost twice. You can sit there and say all you want, how hard you sit there and fight and spend money and stuff to get your time. Until you're in that situation, you will never know. Anyways, this will be probably the last video I do for a little week or two. So, just thought I'd let you have a little advice on if you guys are fighting between each other, not letting him have his visitation, not her letting her have her visitation. If there's no reason why he or she can't have their visitation, then you ought to give it to them. But if they are druggies or abusive or for some reason why they shouldn't have the visitation without it being supervised, they should have it. If it has to be supervised, then let them have it. But make sure it is supervised. In the public. With other people around. I'll tell you what. This sucks. But anyways. If the women don't find you handsome, they ought to at least find you handy. Now you know the rest of the story. Good day.